In this training video, we're going to show you how to use the configuration and system settings menu in CareLink Mobile Practice Manager. The configuration menu is available to users of profile type system admin and also available to providers who you have enabled to view access to the system configuration. So users with that profile type will see the configuration in their menu, and they will see all of the system settings and then other system configuration menus. We're going to go through some of the most useful system configuration settings and menu items, and then show you additional ways to see, help, and get more information. So under configuration system settings, this is where you're going to find all of the options and configuration settings for your account. This is also where you will see the App Store links to the mobile app, available both in the Apple Store and the Android Store. Once you download the mobile app, you will also be asked for your account domain. So your account domain can be found here. Now, all of the module and company settings, these are set by your account manager in CareLink, and they are not editable by any individual user. So this includes things like your domain, your sending a text message number, as well as your licensing, and then which modules in your account are turned active and inactive. So you won't be able to edit any module and company settings. Below that, you will also see any integrated applications. If you have an EMR or API integrations, you may also see some specific items related to your interface configuration. And then below that, you'll see system options. So everything below system options, these are options that you can actually change and set within your account. So you can scroll through and view all of your system options. These include things like your company name, your state that your company is set up in. And then you'll also see time and provider schedule settings. These include all of the configuration settings related to time zone, start and end time for your providers, scheduling interval, those types of things. So just one I'll highlight here is the scheduling interval. The options for this one are either 15 minutes or 30 minutes. This will allow you to either schedule on the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour, or at 15-minute intervals. If you set up the schedule interval for 15 minutes, you can also set scheduled appointments for 15 minutes, and then you can start them at the 15 past and the 45 past the hour if you'd like. So what you'll also notice is that near every configuration item setting, you may also see this little help icon here. And this just gives you kind of additional information as far as what's going on with that configuration. So you'll see time and provider settings, you'll see patient notification settings. This is where you can turn on automated notifications, appointment reminders. You can set the appointment reminder sending time. One of the things that I also want to point out is you'll see this little icon. It looks like maybe a camcorder or video camera. If you click on this icon, it will take you to a training video that's specific about that system configuration setting. So for example, if you want to learn more about how to set up your automated appointment reminders, just go ahead and watch this short video here, and it will walk you through all of the steps to do that. Okay, so you can see map and optimization settings, settings for your patient, specific settings available to your mobile app that you can enable or disable, configuration settings for patient scheduling, for waitlist. So if you have waitlist module or dispatch module turned on, you'll see some additional configuration settings. And then we have other settings. And then below that, you'll just see some general information regarding number of text messages sent or fax if you have incoming or outgoing fax enabled. And then you'll also see some environmental settings, including our database version and our code version. Okay, if you want to make any changes, so again, anything below system options, you can make changes. What you want to do is click on this little pencil up in the top right. Once you click on this, it will take you to the edit screen, and this is where you can edit and change all of your system configuration items. So if you have specific questions, I encourage you to watch the video link if there's available, or read the help reference to the configuration setting icon, or if those don't answer your questions, you can please email us at support@mymobilepracticemanager.com, or you can open a support ticket. We'll get back to you with any answers that you have regarding your own system configuration. So you also have up here our SMS message template builder. So all of our CareLink accounts can send text messages to both patients and your providers. If you have the care collaboration module turned on, there may be some more additional messages that you can send. But for our scheduling, these are the messages that you can send, and you'll see up at the top, you'll have the messages that are sent to your provider. And then below that, you'll have the new appointment messages, or the appointment messages that are set to your patients, okay? You'll see the message template, and then you'll also see what trigger or what action will trigger that text message to go out. The items that are highlighted in green are tags, and these tags will be replaced with the actual data value when the text message is sent. We also support several different languages. So for our providers, we do only support English language. Our expectation is that your providers can speak and read in English. For our patient messages, we can send either in English, Spanish, or French. And the message language that goes out is tied to the language preference that is linked under each patient profile. Okay, so these are some of the messages that can go out: a new appointment message that's specific if the visit is an e-visit or telehealth visit, visit reminder, visit confirmation, as well as cancellation and then running late. And then below that, you can also set up customizable text messages. Okay, if you want to change any text message, you can go ahead and just click on Edit. And when you click on Edit, it will bring up the Edit Template screen. And then you can change the English, Spanish, and French template. So please note, if you make changes to the English template, it is not automatically translated to Spanish or French. You will need either someone in your office to make that translation for you, or you can use Google Translate. And then what you'll see in these double brackets are called tags. And again, these tag values are replaced with the actual data value when the message is sent. And then please also note that the tags are always English language tags. Even under Spanish and French, it uses the same tag. And then all of the tag values are available down below. So you'll see specific tags related to the patient, which is the patient name. You have the provider name. You have lots of different tags related to the schedule, such as the date, the day of the week, the time zone, the duration of the appointment, time range, and time of day. So time of day will show morning or afternoon. So some of our customers will choose to send the exact time, or send a time range, or send the time of day. That's all up to you. And then you'll see different tags related to the appointment, and then different tags related to your own office, company name and company phone number. So if you want to add a tag to the English language, you just go ahead and click on tag, and then it will add that tag to the English language, and then you can also add that tag to Spanish and French. So once again, I'll just remind you that you'll need to make changes to all of the English, Spanish, and French templates. Just making a change to the English will not automatically translate to Spanish and French. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and click on save, and then that will update your text message for that specific trigger. Okay. So we also have configuration items relating to communities or group homes. You can view all your communities, and then you can add communities. Here, you can put the name and address of the community in and choose whether or not you want to include that community in the fax, the daily fax that will go out. There are required fields for name, address, city, state, phone, fax, and email, so you'll need to have those handy when you set up your communities. There's also a mechanism to import communities if you have a large number that you want to add to your practice. Typically, we will add these once we get your account set up, and then the practice will be responsible for adding additional ones as they come on board. There's a configuration setting related to offices. So if your practice works in multiple office locations, maybe you work across multiple states or multiple markets within one state, you can view all of your offices that are available. So in our test environment, we have Arizona, Alabama, and Ohio. You can add an unlimited number of offices. And then each provider will be linked to the office. And when we do that, once we set up the offices will appear here in the dropdown, and then we can toggle whether we want to view all of our offices or just Alabama or Arizona or Ohio. This is very useful if you have schedulers that work decentralized and they only want to see patients in one of your markets or offices. And then you'll see patient settings. Patient settings, this is all the configuration that we have related specifically to patients. So if you're using tags, here's where you can add new tags. You can also set up driving optimizer locations. We have a specific video on how to set up the locations if you want to start and end your provider's driving optimization at specific addresses that are not their home. You can set up different cancellation codes, appointment instructions, referral sources, and your inactive codes for your patients. Under types, this is where you can manage your specific appointment types, your community types, and your provider types. So many times we'll want to add new appointment types or modify appointment types. The default setup will allow 10 appointment types, although our platform does support up to 35 different appointment types. If you need to add more appointment types to your account, you can email us at support@mymobilepracticemanager.com, or you can open a support ticket, and then we can add up to 35 appointment types. We typically add them in groupings of 5. If you don't need the additional ones, you can go ahead and make them inactive. You can see all of the items related to appointment types. If you have an EMR integration, you'll also see an additional column related to the mapping between CareLink and your specific EMR. You can set the color of your appointment type, and then we have different options here specific to those appointment types, and we have some verbiage around how those options work. You can also set up community types and provider types. Many times our larger practices will have different provider types. If you have specialty services, maybe you have a podiatry, a behavioral health, or phlebotomy. If you add multiple provider types, then this will allow you to link a patient's profile to more than one provider. A lot of our customers that have medical director, nurse practitioner, or mid-level will have a medical director provider type and then a physician or nurse practitioner type. A lot of our newer practices also have like technician or medical assistant type. Maybe these are the folks that go out to patients and help with their telehealth appointments, or they may go out and do education or rehab or maybe non-medical interactions with the patient that you also want to schedule in your CareLink account. And then there's a section on managing users and managing providers. We have a whole video on this. This is also where you can add new users, make users inactive, as well as change passwords. If you have a dispatch module set up or waitlist module, this is where you will manage the queues. You can set up an unlimited number of queues, and then you can also link queues to your specific office. There's a whole video on how to manage queues. It's under either waitlisting or dispatch in your help and support page. Here's where you will see your bounced text messages or emails. So if I click on that, you'll see a list of all the patient text messages that have bounced. You'll see if you have any emails that have bounced. There's lots of reasons why a text message may bounce. If it has bounced in error, maybe a patient accidentally replied stop to a message because they didn't know what it was, but now they do want to receive messages. You can go ahead and click on action, and then you can unbounce those, and then those text messages or emails will begin to flow back to that patient. Okay. And then under website integration, we give you some specific code. If you want to add a line of code to your website where new leads can come in, if you click on this, there's two different options here. One is for kind of a push button. If you want a push button to come from your website, you can click on the push button, and then you'll see that it'll update this contact form. If somebody comes to your website and updates the contact form, this will appear in your website referral or website leads workbook. If you want to integrate CareLink with your website, we have some customers that would like to do that. And again, there's an option for a push button or just a regular link. Give this code to your webmaster and they can add it to your account. And then, as I mentioned, if you go under workbooks, you'll see website leads workbook. This is where anyone who fills out one of your web forms will appear here under website leads. And then we also have an option to change your directory settings in the housecalldirectory.com. So the housecalldirectory.com, this is a free service that we offer if you're a CareLink customer. If you'd like, you can go to the house call directory. This is a nationwide search, so all of our customers have a free listing. People can find you on the housecalldirectory.com. It does get quite a few leads. You can update all of your information here that appears on your housecalldirectory.com. If you do not want to have your practice listed in the housecalldirectory.com, you can also remove this listing under your system settings. And you can find the settings that says do not show me on the house call directory, and then that will be removed. And then lastly, we have a system diagnostics. And if you click on system diagnostics, this has some general information that helps us troubleshoot any sort of issues in your account. If you're experiencing slowness or latency issues, typically what we'll do is set up a screen sharing session, review some of this information, try to troubleshoot any issues that we have, and then we also have links to some external diagnostics tools. We can test the speed of your network. We can run a trace route or DNS test to make sure that your location or network isn't having any trouble reaching your CareLink account domain. So typically, if you're having any sort of system-related issues, we may help you, or we may ask you to go to your system diagnostic page and show us what you see here.